Hi, welcome back to Wolfe Sports Recruiting. We're going to go through why the NCSA college sports recruiting service costs between $700 and $4,000 per player, just to help you understand that a little bit better. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe when it comes to all your sports recruiting needs and for future updates and information. If you just watched the last video, we went through where you don't need to pay for their services and why. So this is me explaining why these services cost so much, and just so that there's an understanding, because if you do use their services and it helps you and gets you what you need and you can afford it, there's nothing wrong with that. But let's go through why these cost so much money. So I do this for my players that I coach and help and I'm close with, that I have a relationship with through my local community. And I've had lots of good success, and I kind of know how it works from all levels of things, even from the highest level. We had one of our football players go to Ohio State, and then he ended up transferring to play at Kansas State this past year. And I talk with him regularly just to learn that process with the transfer portal and all this and that. So why do these services cost so much money? And I definitely understand it, because I basically do it for my players for free. The parents will try to slip me like 100 spot here and there, but I am just doing this because I like to do it. And then my goal is to educate the masses when it comes to that. And we have some great cost-effective tools that can help you along your sports recruiting process. But why does this cost so much money? This is truly why you, as the athlete and maybe parent, you guys got to work as a team to do this yourselves and keep it organized yourself, because it is a lot of information to keep up with daily, and it's what creates this excessive cost. That is where my route is teaching, so you know how to do it. So what happens is you do a bunch of prep work to get the player ready, get their information ready, and then you send out all their informations to thin air, hoping to get some responses back. And honestly, first time, not going to get too crazy much. Your Twitter will slowly grow, and you'll start to get more and more from there. So it basically takes an average of about 2 months for me to really get a really good momentum going for a player and get him seen, get his Twitter grown, and all this and that. And so what happens is you've done a lot of bulk work, you've had some scheduled stuff, but then the good part starts to happen. You start to get communication in from, at first you're sending to a lot of schools just to try to get some bites. And so you get tons and tons of emails, camp requests, Twitter messages, this and that. And so next thing you have to do is you need to dive into all that, organize it in your spreadsheet, and then make sure you're following up appropriately, not missing a message appropriately, scheduling your camp dates, getting the recruiting links done for those schools, keeping up on your game, most importantly, and then maintain your communication with those coaches, and then trying to continue, further grow your brand and your marketing process to get more schools interested, unless just right off the bat you find that school that you want, which just doesn't typically happen that often. So that is where you can see and then that starts happening. So if you're a player that spends a year within this service, or with me, before you make a decision on where you want to go, or even before you get an actual offer, that is a year we average 5 send outs a year. And then, so think the bulk email, setup, prep, growing your Twitter, continually posting that, doing the recruiting links, figuring out the camps. That is why it actually costs a good amount of money to use NCSA when it comes to sports recruiting. It was kind of just an all over the place, but I really wanted to give NCS the benefit of the doubt that these services do cost money, and mainly cost time and effort. And then if you get with people that know what they're doing, it's specialized time and effort. I know, most people would probably pay $700 just to get recruited to the school of their choice. But if you just know some certain little steps of what to do, you can do that for free. The most you might end up paying is for a camp fee, or for $7 a month for your YouTube when that time comes. So that is why NCSA college sports recruiting service costs so much money, is because it is a lot of continual, simple, organized work. All right, just like the college sports recruiting process is, just like the work to get your game to the level it needs to be to make it in college sports. Once again, thanks for being here. Please subscribe for all your college sports recruiting needs, and we will see you next time.